So speak like you love yourself, think like you love yourself, eat like you love yourself, and care for your natural hair like you love yourself. Greetings, vibrant beings, and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be digging into all things hair color, from the holistic to the synthetic and all the types in between. So of course, I'm going to start off with the top tier of hair colorants, and that is what I'm going to call our holistic hair color, our plant powders. So think henna, indigo, other plant pigments like hibiscus, spirulina, even butterfly PT, like all of these things that have naturally occurring pigment can be used to color hair. Now, henna, contrary to popular belief, is not permanent, nor is it a protein, but it does behave like a demi-permanent color due to its molecular size and the number of applications you choose to put on your hair. Henna does not loosen texture, but it can temporarily weigh down fine strands, giving a looser appearance. It washes out faster without repeated applications or layers of pigment. It can be removed with color pigment removers or lightener. It behaves like a protein, even though it is not a protein, because it adds tensile strength while adhered to your hair. And it only causes dryness because of the acids used in the mix. So a lot of people are out there mixing their henna with like lemon juice and vinegar. Mistake. Like that may be beneficial for people with straight hair because they typically have oilier hair than we do, well, the naturals, but don't do that in your henna mix and you won't have to worry about dryness because the pigments themselves are not drying. Now, you can reapply our plant powders, whether we're talking henna, indigo, hibiscus, any other natural plant powder you want to use. You can reapply them as often as you like with no fear of damage, provided you have no highly acidic or alkaline or synthetic ingredients that are drying to the hair in your mix. These natural plant powders cannot lift or lighten your hair color. They can only deposit the color pigment that naturally occurs in them. So henna generally gives reds, indigo, blues, hibiscus gives a red violet, but they also have the benefit of encouraging melanin production by slowing down the graying process, and they have other wonderful hair and scalp healthy benefits. So plant powders are always going to be top tier when it comes to hair colorants. If you are looking for something your natural level or darker, and or just want to add some colored tones that are more than likely going to be seen in the sun. So how exactly does synthetic hair color work? Generally speaking, synthetic hair color works to deposit or lift natural hair color by the chemical reaction of peroxide and ammonia or ammonia derivatives. Peroxide provides the bleaching action, while ammonia provides cuticle lifting and swelling action to allow the color into different layers of the hair strands. There is one category of exception. So let's get into the categories of color and how they exactly work. So first, let's take a look at semi-permanent and temporary colors. So semi-permanent and temporary colors only deposit. They cannot lift your hair color. They only deposit colors and tones. They are generally used on natural color or hair that's been pre-lightened with lightener to allow the user to quickly experiment with different colors. They don't require any developer. They wash out in 12 to 24 washes or longer, depending on your shampoo type and how often you shampoo. Again, they cannot lift your hair color. They are highly concentrated pigments in synthetic bases like conditioners, benhydramonium and hydramonium chlorides, methyl sulfates, non-oxynol 9 fragrance, all that type of thing. And those ingredients actually slowly damage your hair cuticle and contribute to health problems such as endocrine disruption, neurotoxicity, cancers, respiratory issues, and more. They are the least damaging to the hair of all synthetic colorants due to the absence of ammonia and its derivatives and peroxide. However, most also have other cuticle damage ingredients that I just covered in the prior statement. So you can think hair color wax and color depositing conditioners and other one-step color options. Those are all going to be under semi-permanent and temporary colors. Now let's take a look at demi-permanent hair color. So demi-permanent color deposits only and slightly raises the cuticle to allow color inside the shaft, but not inside the cortex. It cannot lift your natural hair color. It uses developer, which is where the peroxide lives. It lasts for 4 to 6 weeks or longer, depending on your shampoo type and how often you shampoo your hair. Now, demi-permanent color does contain low levels of ammonia or ammonia derivatives such as MEA, TEA, and DEA, which are all known carcinogens. Ammonia and its derivatives are damaging to the hair and scalp and weaken hair with improper use and repeated applications on previously colored and otherwise chemically treated hair. Demi-permanent color can cause minor to major cuticle damage, and it contains ingredients like the chlorides, methyl sulfates, non-oxynol 9 fragrance that slowly damage the cuticle and contribute to health problems like endocrine disruption, neurotoxicity, cancers, respiratory issues, etc. Now we're going to take a look at permanent hair color. So permanent hair color deposits color to the strands as well as lifts the natural hair color or allows the hair to become lighter. It contains higher levels of ammonia and peroxide than demi-permanent color. And ammonia and its derivatives, again, are damaging to the hair and scalp and weaken the hair with improper use and repeated applications on previously colored and otherwise chemically treated hair. Permanent color can cause minor to major cuticle damage because it contains ingredients like the chlorides, the methyl sulfates, the non-oxynol 9 fragrance that slowly damage the hair cuticle and contribute to health problems like endocrine disruption, neurotoxicity, cancers, respiratory issues, etc. It does replace the natural melanin with artificial color pigment during this permanent coloring process. So those of us who are on our spiritual journeys with the natural hair will avoid permanent hair color or greatly limit it because we know the significance of our melanin or our eumelanin to not only our being but also our hair strands. Yes? Now we're going to take a look at lightener, also known as bleach. Lightener also removes the natural pigment from the hair permanently by stripping it of its melanin. It gradually weakens the hair due to lost tensile strength, and it can cause minor to major cuticle damage. Lightener contains the highest levels of ammonia or its derivatives. The peroxide levels will vary based on the desired lift and the strand size. And again, those of us on a spiritual journey will be avoiding or greatly limiting this because we know the significance of our eumelanin to our being and to our strands. Now we're going to dig into bond builders a little bit. And I want you all to listen very closely as I cover this section because there are a lot of false marketing out here that just preys on the fact that the average consumer does not know the different bonds in the hair and does not know chemistry and does not know that these things cannot do the things that they market and say that they do. So listen up. Hair and its bonds are organic matter. Bond builders that are not powered by non-synthesized organic matter, which means amino acids primarily, cannot generate new bonds. It is a scientific impossibility. The primary protein in hair, which is keratin, is made up of 18 different amino acids held together by polypeptide chains, disulfide bonds, hydrogen bonds, and other proteins that compose the hair cortex and structure. The inorganic synthetic matter in bond builders and protein treatments is responsible for the occurrence of protein overload. These molecules cannot be taken up and integrated into the hair, and they coat it internally and externally to the point of rigidity, gumminess, and breakage, which is why they are to be used in certain time frames, allowing enough to be washed away. The best way to fortify and restructure hair is from organic, natural sources containing the strengthening amino and fatty acids and organic nutritive film formers like oils and certain gels that not only add tensile strength but also encourage cuticle cell regeneration. Synthetics are simply not capable of this. Everything else is temporary and potentially harmful because the synthetic ingredients are also known to have the very same links to the health problems that we discussed above: endocrine disruption, neurotoxicity, cancers, respiratory issues, skin irritation, and more. So one frequently asked question that I want to address is, can you mix holistic hair powders with synthetic hair colorants? And the answer is yes, that you can use them back to back, but not mix them together for application with no issues, provided they are pure plant powders with no additives at all. So I've done a whole head lightener to a level 8 blonde and then a bright copper red deposit using synthetic colorants, and then moved on to maintain the tone and vibrancy using a pure henna powder, simply to avoid another chemical process on my strands. And the result is a beautiful bright copper red with minimal cuticle damage and no excess hair breakage. So where I am in my journey, I am opting for holistic hair colorants primarily, but I may sacrifice some strands and not my entire head nor my scalp to some lightener for some extra razzle dazzle. It really just depends on where my creative color inspiration takes me. So if you ever see me doing anything that is not that, that means I am off of my holistic path, and I want you to tap in and remind me to abort that destructive mission, because we all can have moments of weaknesses and stray from the path that we know is for our best and highest good. And I believe I am beyond it, but you never know. I could fall off. And so I want y'all to be like, hey, Amena, that's not holistic. What are you doing? So, and then look right here. We have this hair dye chemical exposure lawsuit because, like I told y'all, these synthetic chemical colorants have many toxic ingredients, similar to a lot of these hair care products and the relaxers and the perms. All of these synthetic things are short and simple, not made by nature, not from God, and by whatever name you call it, and are not for our highest good and are not great for our health. And so there was a time where I knowingly made an exception to continue to expose myself to just this one. And now I'm at a different place in life. I'm at a different place in my health journey. I'm in a different place in my spiritual journey. And I place a higher regard on my overall health and wellness. And so I'm just no longer willing to compromise my health and sacrifice my hair. I have a greater self-love and value. And so I'm going on down the path of holistic health and wellness, which to me means to be doing the highest good for not only my hair, but also my health and for the planet. And that is to align with Mother Nature and all her wonderful plant creations to support us in every fashion of self-nourishment and adornment. So why did I become a master colorist? because I love the vibrancy and depth that color adds to hair. The expression of creativity and the accentuation of beauty it brings to hair, I will forever be enthralled with. Hair color was the only exception that I made in my professional career to known toxin exposure. You see, there are only levels of toxin exposure when using synthetic based hair colorants. Just like hair care products, I look for colorants with the least amount of toxic ingredients and the highest performance when choosing the brands that I would use in the salon. So, did you know hairstylists have the highest incidence of respiratory issues and cancers, skin conditions, and other neurotoxic dysfunction due to our repeated exposure to toxic chemicals on the job? Hair colors, relaxers, perms, keratins, hairsprays, shampoos, conditioners, and other styling products. We are using these things multiple times a day, most days, so our exposure will build up faster than the average client. So, should you color your hair? Well, that is a personal choice based on the damage risk that you are willing to take. I do want you to know that color treated hair can remain in great condition if it's not overprocessed and it's properly taken care of, just like relaxed or otherwise chemically treated hair. The larger consideration is the long-term health implications of repeatedly putting these chemicals on your scalp and breathing them in. So I know it's a lot of information, but I wanted to put it all in one place where y'all can refer back to it as needed on your hair care and hair color consideration journey. So I hope you have found this helpful and that you utilize it to inform you on what colorants are an ideal choice for you. There are some excellent hair colorists out there, so do not be scared. Just be knowledgeable, act in alignment with your health standards, and enjoy your journey. Now, if you need one-on-one hair care or color care guidance, you may book a consultation. While my ebook is extremely comprehensive, it does not go into color care because color care can be a rather intricate process depending on your hair history and goals. So I am going to bring this video to a close here and wish you all a healthy hair journey. Till the next one, thank y'all for watching. Are you ready to begin your holistic hair and health journey? Well, I have some offerings that are created to help you along your path. Starting with my ebook, it is written for naturals in every stage of their journey, as well as stylists who want to learn natural hair best care practices, top tier product recommendations for hair types 2, 3, and 4, as well as ingredients to avoid when you're shopping for hair products to make sure that you're keeping your hair and your health in the best possible condition. Inside, you're going to learn how to care for loose natural hair, lock natural hair, and even for my naturals who prefer to straighten their hair. Now, my consultations are for people who want one-on-one guidance or have specialized issues. The hair healing consultation, if you have hair loss, scalp issues or color concerns, that's for you. The holistic health consultation for those of us who want to prevent or reverse disease, transition to a plant-based diet, and more. Check that out. The fibroid healing guide is actually a free offering to the community, so make sure you go ahead and download that one for free. You'll find the code for free access in that product description. Now, all my other offerings are all natural, organic, aromatherapy, crystal therapy, powered products, and those are also an essential element of a holistic hair and health journey. So make sure you check those out. I'd love to collaborate with any of you who'd like to help me spread the message of holistic hair and healthcare to the larger natural community. So please get in touch